Go ahead.
All right, ladies, good to see you all.
Hey, Mrs.
This is Colin. He's gonna speak to you. He used to go to the school on that side. He did graduate from here. Now he's out working in the real world, so he'll tell you about, some of his experiences and things over there, about how, how he changed to come, has changed to be an adult, what his responsibilities are and what that's like. And, some of the things maybe he wishes he would have done differently, like we all do. All right, so this is Colin.
Hello, my name is Colin. I am 22 years old. I graduated 4 years ago now, and I am the assistant manager at a Dollar General in Derry. So I should start with. I grew up in a very, which I can't even say normal childhood home. I would say very strict childhood home. It was either my parents' way or that's it. There really wasn't another way. It was always how they wanted it or another way. And I did not like how my parents always treated some people. They were very judgmental to a lot of different people, and I didn't like that. And I started following my own path, which kind of made me lead down a different road than them. And that ended up getting me into Adelphi, which for 4 years, I was the biggest a-hole. I swore at the staff. I threw things at them. I was just an all-around brat. When I would say about 11th grade, I did something very terrible and I made one of the staff here cry. And I did not like how I made her cry at all. It made me feel like a terrible person. I hated it. And right when in there, I said I wasn't going to do that anymore. So I wanted to change. I started becoming a halfway decent person. I learned that the way I was treating people wasn't always going to be okay. I was very mean. I was very judgmental like they were, but I realized that I hated it. I realized how people were affected by the things I said, the things I did, and I hated it. Now let me talk about it. So now I am the assistant manager at a Dollar General. Sorry, guys.
What are your responsibilities like at work? Like,
So
he has
at
to be there
work,
every day and things like that, obviously.
I have to make the schedules for everyone. I have to make sure that people are actually gonna be there, and if they aren't, I have to cover for them. I have to sign in all of the trucks, all of the deliveries, and all of the vendors. I also have to open up the store and usually close it. I also have to do the deposits and things, so I have to work with a lot of money.
Well, you were telling a story. He was telling a story last period about how he said, I didn't see anger issues, but you kind of were like irritated a lot. He said that there was one student that he kind of didn't go on with and he felt like maybe he bullied a little bit. Do you mind telling that story?
Yeah, there was a student over on the other side who he didn't realize how he did things different from different other people. He wasn't fully there. He was special and I was mean to him. I didn't understand how he didn't understand. I realized he was different and I was very mean to him. 2 years passed, 2 years passed, no, 2 years ago, he messaged me and we talked about how the things I did to him, how I treated him, and how it affected him. And I felt, again, like I was a terrible person. He apparently back then tried to kill himself. And I, right then and there, like we talk every single day now, but right then and there, I felt like who I became in that situation, so I wanted to change.
So you said you realized like how, just something you said out of irritation.
Yeah, just right out,
affected
like,
this person.
if you guys can
years
tell,
later.
I'm moving around, I have ADHD big time, I can't sit still, so I just blurt some things out sometimes. And I said something really mean to him that day that I wasn't able to ever take back. I'm still not able to take it back. I still apologize to him every day I see him. And he kind of hates me for it now. He tells me a lot, actually, stop. And I just feel like a bad person, so I keep apologizing. Yes.
What did you do to get placed in, which side were you on? Were you in a group home? Or
I was over on that side,
what
the
did you
day
do?
program.
Were you on probation? Like, what did you do?
So, no, actually, like I said before, I have very bad ADHD and I act before thinking. There was a kid when I went to dairy who did something to a girl and I kind of lost it. And I did something to him that I can't take back. And my parents decided that sending me to a smaller school was better than sending me to public school. So they sent me over here.
Do you struggle with fighting?
So I struggled with what?
Fighting?
Fighting? I did. A little. Very much so.
So you said you was in one of the group programs, right?
I was over at the day program.
He's on the AEC side.
I was confused, sorry.
Sorry.
You said that, there was an incident that made you finally realize like you didn't want to be that way anymore. When you realized that, like when you started, taking the steps to not be that way anymore, to like better yourself, what were some of those steps and skills that you like used and
So one of the biggest things was I made somebody cry, one of the teachers here. And I don't know, just seeing her tears come out of her face, I felt like a terrible person. It made me feel like shit, legit. I just hated how that I saw her cry, and right then and there, I was like, I'm not gonna do it. So very first thing I did was I no longer looked at people through, I wanna say judgmental eyes. I started talking to literally every single person I could, figuring out everybody's story, figuring out their backgrounds, figuring out, hey, what type of things are you into? Just talking, engaging with some people made me realize that these people, yeah, there's a reason why they're a little different. Yeah, there's a reason why they look a little different, act a little different. There's always gonna be something behind why they do that. And once I realized that, I just started focusing more on the person instead of just what I saw on the outside.
Did you like the AEC side? Cause this next upcoming school year, I might be going over there. I'm kind of scared.
So I love that side actually. I'm very biased though because they helped me a lot over there. Public schools, I'll say this, like, all of us have probably been in public school at least once. You all know how you could go to any single one of those teachers, any single one of those adults, and they won't listen. They will literally throw you to the side. They don't really care too much. They're focusing on their own stuff. They have other kids. It's different with Adelphi because every single one of these people here, they're here for a reason. They want to help us. They actually pay attention. They actually listen. They will take that time out of their day to see that you try to get the help that you.
Me? Or, when I was in public school, like, I don't know, like you said, like, they don't like help you, and they didn't help me neither. They would always push me aside and like give me work and like tell me to do it, but won't explain it and stuff like that. And then I didn't go on that side. I'm from Philadelphia, so like, I went, like, their schools are not like good out there. And I went to an alternative school in Bucks County. I don't know if you know what that is, but it was just really far from here. But I went to an alternative school in Bucks County and it like helped me more than the public schools did because they like took their time and like helped me, but public schools like don't help like what you said.
It's because not only do public schools have to deal with so many kids, they weren't taught how to connect with the students on like an individual level, like these teachers actually are. They take their time and they will listen and sit down and engage with you and try to help you. It's really amazing what they got. Yeah.
So I know my old school it was called Bangor. And the class I was in, so I'm in special education because I don't work well. So, they would just throw me a piece of paper, say, here, do it, goodbye. And they also told me, if you wanna do it, if you don't, do whatever you want, as long as you're in the classroom.
Yeah, they don't care. A lot of this, I can't even say that they all don't. There are definitely a few teachers out there that actually want to be teachers and actually want to teach. But about like 8 out of 10 of them are just there because it's a job. That's literally it. It's just a job to them and they won't take the time to actually help the students or anything.
Did you have any of the teachers like Mr. Saunders, Mr. Patrick, like any of those on the AAC side? Or
So
Mr. Haig, Dr. J?
I didn't have any of those teachers. I'm meeting all these people for the first time today.
He didn't make me cry, if you guys are wondering.
So I was in public school and it was just awful. I would get like in trouble for like moving around too much and not paying attention. So my question is, on the AAC side, does it like get easier?
It gets 100% easier. The teachers over on the other side, all of them know that we are there for a reason. We all have our own individual problems. That's why if like they have the systems, like if you swear you can bring it up or something. I don't exactly remember the systems because it's been 4 years, but like over at public school, all that you swear, instantly detention. You're in trouble. You're a bad kid. You said a bad word. Oh, they understand. Like, yeah, not all of us have that filter. Not all of us have that think before you act, and they completely understand that and will work with you. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, I was known for that. I was the person who was always in that desk.
Show she.
You usually just sit at a desk, you have to have like behaviors, yeah.
Very true. Let's see, like I said before, I was a very mean kid. Very outrageous. Everything I did though, I never meant for it to be intentionally mean. As I said, ADHD is one of the things that I hate about myself. I always think before I act. So if I were to get very angry at a kid or at a staff, I would just blurt something out and I knew it would hurt them and I did it on purpose because I tried to actually hurt them. And looking back on it now, I hate that. That's all I can say. Any more questions?
You were saying about your job and how you have money,
Mhm.
like you make so much money, but then like you realize, you give your mom, he gives his mom money for rent and bills, then he has his car and gas, and then what were you saying about all that?
So best thing, if any of you have jobs or are gonna get a job right after high school, is save. Save, because bills will hit you out of nowhere and fast. As soon as you turn 18, they start hitting you with bills. That's not even a joke, and I wish it was. And your money for free, for the things you want, like if any of you are thinking about smoking or anything, all of that costs money, and it's just gonna keep going up and up. So the best advice I could give is save.
Where you work,
Where you work.
less time you have to spend your money. Yeah, for sure.
Free time, non-existent.
And he mentioned getting a credit card. I know a lot of young people want to get a credit card because you think like, oh, okay, sweet, I can buy that new pair of whatever I want. But then when the bill comes due, it's like, you don't pay it, they don't even care because they're just gonna tack on more money for interest and they just don't care. And I know when I was his age, I got caught up in that. I had like a $500 bill and I was paying on it for years and it was not going away. And I was too ill-informed to know that I was just not even paying the interest off. So that $500 I used for my car and some Christmas gifts, I was paying on that for years until, you know, somebody told me, look, this is what you're doing. You're not paying it off. So things like that, you know, he's experiencing, you know, you all are gonna be, when you get out of here and work, it's gonna be happening. So he's, you know, giving you a heads up on what that's like. Credit cards are very, very dangerous, very dangerous.
It's not free money. Yeah, what's up?
You know, you said how, like, the things you did and the way you were, like, you hate that about yourself. Do you feel as though, you know, you still struggle to forgive yourself for some of
Oh, I
those
hate
things?
myself. That's something I'll live with, and I'm completely fine with admitting that. There's not very many things I like about myself. That's just me. I'm okay with admitting that because I accept that about myself. I don't know why, but just me.
Do you think it would be beneficial for you to, you know, work to not necessarily love yourself, but to to accept what has already happened without being judgmental to yourself about it?
So what I say to that is, I do not like myself. So I wouldn't say I hate myself. I don't think I like the way I look. I don't like the way I look. That's what I should say. I don't like the way I look. I don't feel right. But I will never do anything to myself because there are so many people who I know would be affected by that. So that's one of the biggest reasons is those other people. I have surrounded myself with people who I love, who I don't ever want to see get hurt. So that is my biggest motivation in keeping me going. Yeah, what's up?
I just want to say that I hope that one day you're able to grow to be able to like yourself and feel comfortable in your own skin. Because even though like, yeah, like you got people that care about you and stuff, but you should be able to like want to be comfortable with yourself and like live in your own skin without judging yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think Colin brings up a good point. That's what all of us, that's part of like living your life is things you don't like about yourself, figuring them out and moving on. That's all. And that's all. I mean, he's only 22, so that's all part of the whole process, you know. Then eventually when you figure things out more or less, you start to get more comfortable with who you are and you're living for yourself and your family instead of like, do I have the right shirt on? My pants okay? Does my hair look good today? Which of course it does. Things like that.
Like, do you hate yourself for like the things you did?
A little bit. There are a lot of people who I wish I would have been nicer to. Just because there was no reason to be mean to them. Like I just wasn't in the best place and they happened to be the closest person and I was just mean.
What's stopping you yourself or trying to?
One of the parts is I don't want to for myself because that's a big reason why I'm so nice to people and I'm so understanding to people today is because I was so mean to some people in the past. I want to keep that feeling with me so I never make somebody feel that way again.
You find coping skills?
Coping skills. I want to say yes, but then at the same time, honestly, I think I just learned to live with it. I wasn't really a big person who could understand those coping skills and nothing really seemed to work for me. I tried them out, but I couldn't find a particular one that ever actually worked for me. The biggest thing that I would say helped me was I just started talking to people. Some people I've noticed wouldn't pay attention. Those people I just kind of kicked to the curb. And then there are some people who literally will sit there and just let you blurt everything and listen with full open ears. And those are the people that really help.
So, you said you have low self-esteem. I kind of relate to that because when I first came here, I had 0 to none self-esteem. And I feel like some of my friends kind of helped me along with that. And I just want to wonder, does it ever get easier for you?
It does. So who you surround yourself is the biggest motivation that you can have, because those people are the people who you're gonna see every day. They're the ones who are not gonna lie to you, and even if they do, it's probably gonna be something stupid, like let's see, it was a lie that somebody has told me. Hey, I'm gonna give you $20 for doing something. I did that thing, they didn't give me $20. So like stupid lies, they're gonna joke with you, they're gonna pick on you, yeah, but at the end of the day, they're gonna just love you and accept you for who you are. Yeah,
Was there any specific teacher or person that helped you grow to be who you are?
any of you know Mr. Yu? So Mr. Yu is a teacher on the other side. He's an older gentleman. Not many kids like him. He's a very strict, very hard, very good teacher. And that's why a lot of kids don't like him, because he is a teacher. He doesn't take a lot of the crap other teachers. Like if you do something in his class, he'll call you out on it. And he'll call you out on it, I'll say that. I remember the one kid sleeping in his class, and Mr. Yu took a crowbar and walked over to the desk. I will always remember that. He is the hardest and strictest teacher I ever had. Wouldn't trade him for the world. Most amazing teacher, helped me, was the one who literally on me 24/7, get that done, do that. Hey, that's not right, change it. He didn't like give you a free pass. So, yeah.
Maybe a stupid question, but did he hit the kid? Or did he
No, he hit the desk. He hit the desk. It was an empty desk and no kid was, he went over to the desk next to the kid that was sleeping and hit it.
Okay.
One more question? Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so you said you liked the scene, but was there any times where like you like didn't like? the
Oh, no, I hated Mr. Yu when I was in school. I hated him with a freaking passion. I hated the man so much. I did not like him at all. It wasn't until I grew up and got older that I realized that I needed that structure. I needed that, hey, do this, have this done by that, and do this. Otherwise, as soon as I got into the real world, people didn't do that for me. Legit, I just had to do that my own, and it sucks.
All right, thank you, Colin.
Thank you. Not a problem.
Thank you.